Good afternoon, students. This course was prepared by Gelila International Seminary, course entitled as Business Management. I'm going to give you this course for this session. My name is Obsa Alemayehu. I'm PhD candidate. And in this course, we are going to see the basic brief of organizational business, as well as what are the factors as well as characteristics of business organizations. Today we are going to start by introduction of the first chapter, which is organization as well as the nature of organization and a business. Before dealing with the detail of organization and a business, we are going to discuss about the introduction or by defining organization. What do we mean by organization? As we know, organization is a group of people who are working for particular purpose or goal. That means they are a collection of people or they are different kinds of people working for common goals. Yes, this is what we call organization. Organization from part of environment in which we live, or for example, it may involve of schools, groups, as well as you can call churches. They are called organizations. For example, the second type of organization, we can take governmental organizations. When you talk about governmental organization, for example, educational sectors, yes, they work to meet the people's what you call educational needs, yes. For example, municipalities also call us what you call governmental organizations, yes. The third, non-governmental organization, or what you call NGOs, yes. Different NGOs as well as local NGOs exists. One of the function of NGO is you can take different for charity, social service, and so on. Yes, those NGOs doesn't work for profit, but for existence of or to continue their existence or to get profit, they may generate some kinds of incomes. Yes, but they did not depend on any kinds of what you call, they don't want to work for profit, yes. However, they engage in some kinds of what you call activity to engage and to survive in the organizational existence. The third one is business organization. Since this subject tries to talk about the business organizations, they work for what you call generating profit, yes. The purpose of generating this is for prosperity as well as for survival. If we see those kinds of things or the types of organizations, the next one is organizational purpose in the business or purpose of a business. Business practice is making one living, making money by producing, buying and selling of products. One is going to buy and one is surviving by selling those products. It's not only products, we can call also services there. It is what you call purpose of a business is also activity or enterprise into profit. Yes, since every organization or for example business organization are established for making profit, we can say they are intended to get profit. The income generated more than operating expense of the business, as well as the business must be profitable to survive. Unless it doesn't survive, it's not going to just grow and make profit, yes. When we saw about the managing the business or managing organizational business, is a decision are made about what you call practical matters such as products, business plans, organizing of employees, allocation of resources are there, as well as budgeting, marketing, and priorities in order to meet the objectives of aimed of the organizations. These are the prerequisites for existence of the organizations. If we see in that way, what are the major responsibilities of the business? Yes, business has different responsibilities towards stakeholders or different interests. Stakeholders, when you talk about the stakeholders, there are two types of stakeholders basically. The first one is what you call internal stakeholders. The second one is what you call external stakeholders. What you call internal stakeholders is what you call stakeholders which exists within the organizations, while external stakeholders are stakeholders which exists towards the organizations. Yes. For example, internal stakeholders is what you call the employees or internal staffs. It may involve of owners or we can call, if it's a board members, are internal stakeholders. Whereas the external stakeholders are, you can take clients, suppliers, as well as regulators are seen as external stakeholders. Therefore, the quality of responsibility toward this, and for example, customers who have legitimate expectation to buy quality of products, meeting standards, indicating specification of what you call advertisements. For example, in case of services, customers are expected to receive service according to the agreement of what? Contracts. That means the relationship exists beyond the organization. The second one is, before proceeding into the entrepreneurship as well as small business in the coming chapters, as we have seen in the introduction, we have tried to look what's organization, the types of organization, as well as business organization, and the purpose of business organization can be seen. Also, we have tried to look the responsibility of the business as well as type of stakeholders and how they are functioning within and with external what you call relationship without or within the organizations. When we come to the second chapter, or the second topic that we are going to see for today, is we are going to see entrepreneurship as well as small business. Maybe you are familiar with the term entrepreneurship or small business. Most of the time people use these words as interchangeably, but there are two kinds of different definitions which are given for those things. For today, we are going to define what is entrepreneurship, what is small business, and the characteristics of a small business, what makes them similar, what is the intention or what is the motivation of entrepreneur. Therefore, before proceeding to the entrepreneurship and the small business, I want to tell you what is entrepreneur. Maybe you are familiar with this term. Most people talk about entrepreneur in different ways. Entrepreneur is a person or individuals, or we can say a groups also. They are founders as well as create new what? Product or service. That means they are going to produce something, or they have already produced something new. That means the involvement of creativity as well as innovation is considered under the person who is called entrepreneur, or a group called entrepreneurs. While a small business owns that starts a type of business that already what? Exists within the marketplace. You see? Entrepreneur is a creator or a founder of a new product, whereas the small business is a business where a person or a group starts that business in already which exists in the marketplace. Therefore, the difference, entrepreneur needs innovation, just needs creation, and so on. Whereas what you call a small business does relate to the foundation or creativity of any kinds of product or services. For example, entrepreneur can start producing new kinds of product or equipment, we can say. When we see the, for example, acronym of small business and what you call micro and medium-sized enterprise is commonly used in the same way most of the time. For example, when you talk about small business and what you call micro and medium-sized entrepreneurs, they vary from country to country, for example, in Africa, in developing countries, and so on. In developed countries, small businesses, for example, when you see in numbers, they take, for example, in the number of employees which exists within the organization. For example, in developing countries, individuals which exceed from 50 to 500 people, while medium can rise greater than or equal to 500 people or employees. In developing countries, this is already considered as business of significant size. Therefore, in this, we have seen what is entrepreneurship, what is small business. What is the nature of entrepreneurship is going to be our next topic. Entrepreneurship is a process. Previously, we have said entrepreneur is a person or a group of people who just runs a new business or creative-minded individuals, where entrepreneurship is the process, yes, creating of developing, managing, as well as business venture. The second definition, which we are going to give about entrepreneurship, is it involves of willingness to take risks. Entrepreneurs, one of the quality of entrepreneurs is they are able to take risks. The second one, when we are talking about entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs should be innovative thinking. Yes? The third, the ability to organize and manage what? Resource effectively. Therefore, an individual who initiates and operates a business is called entrepreneur. The second one is, if we define and see the nature of entrepreneurship in this way, what we are going to proceed is, what are the key aspects of entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship have key aspects. The first one is, before talking about aspects of entrepreneurship, we have to know the clear characteristics, or we have to understand what are the aspects which are involved under entrepreneurship. The first one is, it should be typical characteristics of entrepreneur. The second one is the type of entrepreneurs can determine also. In the third part, we can see the industries in which they may operate. The industry those entrepreneurs can just take place. The third one is the relationship of partners or investors. The fourth and final one of the aspects of entrepreneurship is the challenges, why they do what they are doing. This is the major key aspects of entrepreneurship. I hope you are clear with what we are discussing now. If we have defined motivation in this way, if we have tried to define entrepreneurship, the second topic that we are going to see in this chapter is motivation of entrepreneurs. Maybe people have different kinds of motives, but the motive that entrepreneurs had differed from others of what we call individuals. Entrepreneurs have different kinds of motives why they are going to involve it in entrepreneurship. The first one is entrepreneurs have passion and vision. One of the quality as well as one thing which runs individuals or entrepreneurs to take part in entrepreneurship is they do have passion and vision. That means they are more motivated, a deep what? Passion for particular idea, passion for particular industry, and the cause. Yes. Therefore, this is what you call motivation is internal part that regulates our behavior, what we have been looking in psychological courses. The same to that when we come to these business courses, they do have passions, they do have visions, they do have some interests to achieving some kinds of goals. The second motivation why entrepreneurs are taking part or they want to enter into entrepreneurship is autonomy and independency. When you talk about autonomy and independency, every individual needs work freedom to make decisions, make their own choices, and set their own direction. The same to that. Entrepreneurs try to see their autonomy as well as independency by making freedom of choice, freedom to make their own decision, freedom for making what you call their own directions. And then if we see the third motivational entrepreneurs is challenge and achievement. One of the factors which makes entrepreneurs different from other people is they are willing to take what you call challenges. After challenge, they want to have a motive to achieve some kinds of goals. The entrepreneurial journey is filled with challenges. Everything is not smooth. Therefore, they are willing to take challenges. They are willing to take risks. Yes, they can take different kinds of challenges. And not only facing, they have ability to overcome what? Those challenges. And this is one of the motivating factors. The second one is accomplishment of achievement. That means the accomplishment that comes with building and growing business is powerful motivator. It means in order to achieve some financial achievement, psychological achievement can be one factor. The third motivation which motivates entrepreneurs is financial success. Entrepreneurs may be motivated by potential financial independency with creation of desire to control their own financial destiny. Therefore, financial success is which leads individual to endure and takes place in what you call entrepreneurship process or to be an entrepreneur. The next one is what motivates what we call entrepreneur is problem solving. As we have said previously, we have tried to look about challenges. In this part, we are going to see about problem solving. Entrepreneurs are motivated in order to solve problems. That means they have opportunities to solve problems, address unmet needs, because what they are going to produce may have different kinds of needs or demands. Therefore, they do have no fear to solve problems that they are going to encounter. They challenge opportunities for innovation as well as what? Improvement. Yes. The next one is desire to impact. Entrepreneurs have a desire to make differences, or what you call impact in other language. Many entrepreneurs are driven by desire to make positive impact on the world. As we know, there are negative impacts as well as positive impacts. In this case, we are going to see the positive impact, what you call desire of impact. The next one is what you call flexibility and the work-life balance. Some entrepreneurs are motivated by the desire for flexible work schedule and ability to balance work as well as personal life of their own. This is the other characteristics of motivation. Okay, I hope you are clear with what we are discussing. And this course was prepared by Gelila International Seminary and College, and the course Business Management. Gelila International Seminary is one of the known college in Ethiopia and providing this course for you. And we are glad to give you this course by the name of the institution. And let me come to our lecture now. Learning and growth is other what you call motivation which leads entrepreneurs to take part. That means entrepreneurs are motivated by opportunities to acquire new skills, for example, face new challenges, grow both personally as well as professionally. The next one is legacy building. That means building a successful what you call business that can be passed on the future generation or has the last impact on the industry as well as powerful motivator. This is the other motivational factors. The final motivational factors which leads entrepreneurs to take part is, or which motivate them is recognition and reputations. Entrepreneurs are seeking recognition for their achievement as well as seeking for opportunity to build positive reputation within their industry as well as community. Therefore, these are the basic motivation of entrepreneur. If we discuss those motivation, the next topic is skills required to start a new pursuit of a new business. When we are starting or when entrepreneurs get to a new business, they do have the following pursuit of preconditions or things. The first one is vision. They set some kinds of visions, they set some kinds of goals. The second one, planning and strategy, what you call making strategy, skills for sales and any kinds of marketing skill and so on. The third one is the ability to sell ideas. Yes, convince partner. For example, if they are taking a loan and what you call a loan, to get financial support, they have ability to support the partners, co-workers, what we have been looking in the first chapter about external, people within or without the organization that we call stakeholders or external stakeholders. The third one is people skills, because they are involved in appointment of motivating the right staff. Yes. Project management skill is also other skills which is pursued for running what you call a new business. Yes. Other skill is administrative skill. When you talk about administrative skill, to get project off the ground to maintain what? Progress. Yes. These are the major skills that are required. If we talk about small entrepreneurship as well as entrepreneur, in that way, we are proceeding to the small business. In the introduction, we have tried to look the differences as well as the similarities. And in next topic, we are going to see the small business. As we have seen, small business is not something new. It is already which has been ongoing and which a person or individuals are going to work on it. The definition of small business can vary depending on factors such as industry, for example. It can vary depending on the country context. You can see in the economic context. Different organizations, for example, governments may use different criteria in order to make different in small business. Yes. For example, number of employees can determine the size of what you call employees, can determine the size of a business. The second one is annual revenue can also determine the small business or combination factors. That means maybe annual or number of employees, or to clarify all this can be seen as. Let's see the parameters to classify small business. What are the major parameters that are used to clarify small business? Previously, as example, we have seen the number of employees. Let's start from the number one, is number of employees. Small business are often categorized into based on number of employees. That means the size of employees within the organization is one parameter which determines the small business. The second one is annual revenue. When you talk about annual revenue of maybe sales of a business, the approach is often used for service-oriented as well as industry, can vary industry to industry, can vary from region to region, can vary from firm to firm. The third one, parameters, which tries to define small business is asset or net worth. Some classification use total asset or net worth of a business or determine its size. The fourth one, ownership structure. Who is the owner of the business? Ownership structure of a business may be considered as its classification. The fourth one, industry-specific criteria. Different industries may have specific criteria for determining size of a business based on factors such as production capacity, number of outlets, as well as other industry-specific metrics can be used. Therefore, these are the major parameters of what you call determining a small business. When we summarize the parameters, we are going to see, for example, small business in worldwide contributing, they have significant what you call creation of the jobs as well as gross domestic product or GDP. That means the total economic activity of a country, as well as it is developed countries, for example, Japan, Canada, GDP contribution is around 57%. But United Kingdom is said to be lower than 30%. When we see, for example, BRICS, Brazil, India, South Africa, they are going to take 61% or 40% and 25% as well as respectively. Yes, these are the parameters. If we discuss in this way, what are the points should be considered while discussing about small business? Previously, we have seen the preconditions to take part in entrepreneurship or the characteristics or features. When we talk about small business, we are going to see the precondition, or we are going to see the following pointers in order to consider the nature of small business. The first one is description of small business, benefits of owning a small business, challenging of owning what? One, yes. The second one is approach to acquiring or starting what? One or new one. Steps and procedures involving in starting of what? Small business. The final one, small business, and for example in South Africa, agencies assisting for development. Yes, these are some pointers. If we define this one, we are going to proceed to corporation or corporations. Therefore, when you see from your modules, you are going to see in details the small business corporations. Let me define corporation now. Corporation and the small business differs in several key aspects. As we have seen, entrepreneurship and small business varies in different ways, as well as corporation differs from small business in size, structure, legal consideration, management style, and financial resource can be the determination or the differences in which we are going to differentiate corporation from small business. Let's see their differences by comparing and contrasting. The first one is size. When we see a corporation in size, they have large entities with significant number of employees. They have extensive operation, wide geographical reach when we talk about corporation. When we see small business are characterized by their small scale, typically fewer employees and more localized focus. Therefore, corporation inside, it is very large. They consist of many employees, whereas small business are very small scale as well as few localized geographical location. When we see the legal structure or differentiation between corporation as well as a business, corporation are legal entities that separate from their owners, yes, whereas they can publicly traded or owned by shareholders maybe or private limited companies, whereas small business take various legal forms such as, for example, sole proprietorships, partnership, or limited liability or LLC. The legal structure of small business depends on the factors of the preference of liability, consideration, and tax implication. The third difference is ownership. Corporation differs from small business is their ownership. Ownership of corporation is maybe by share stock, whereas small business ownership is more straightforward or for small one. When we see the management style, corporation have more complex management structure with broad directors overseeing high level of or decision making. It can be CEO, CEO or chief operation officers handling day-to-day operation. Whereas when we see the management of small business, they are more may involve owner or small team making strategic as well as operational decisions. When we see the differences is decision making speed. Corporation decision making is more bureaucratic, whereas small business can be the decision making is owner or small team. When we see the difference in case of financial resources, corporation have greater access of financial resources, whereas small business are really on personal saving. It may involve of loans, it may involve of some small scale investor of funding. This is the major differences. The major difference in which we characterize small business from corporation is risk and liability. Corporations have limited liability, where small business, especially sole proprietorship, may have personal liability. The final one, regulatory compliance, where corporations are subject to more extensive regulatory, while small business have, depending on their legal structure and size, may have fewer regulatory burdens. Therefore, these are the major differences that exist. The next one is maybe you can compare small business from large businesses in this way. The final one is we are going to proceed to the third chapter. We are going to see the first one. Before discussing about the management, we are going to define what is management. Management is the process of planning. The first one, it is a process of organizing. It is a process of directing as well as controlling resource. This resource may involve of human resource, financial resource, physical resource, maybe it involves of informational resource to achieve organizational goals. Therefore, if we define management is a process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of resources in order to achieve specific organizational goal. The second definitions, there are different kinds of definitions which are given. But for this course, we are going to see the major core definition of management. Management involves of coordinating efforts of people to achieve specific objective, ensuring that organization resources are used efficiently, effectively. In order to achieve organizational goal, resources should be utilized and used efficiently and effectively. This is the definition. I hope you are clear with what we are discussing now. This course was prepared by Gelila International Seminary for you, the course called Business Management. This course tried to discuss more about business management as well as a detail about the business firms and its management. Therefore, this course is prepared by Gelila International Seminary and College. Let's come back to our class. Effective management requires combination of technical skills, human skills, and conceptual skills. Therefore, you have to outline 3 points here. There are skills required for effective management. We have said management is a process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of resources to achieve some kinds of goals. Therefore, to achieve those goals, we need to have these 3 skills. The first one is technical skill, the second one is human skill, the third one is conceptual skill. Therefore, these 3 skills in combination can enable a manager to achieve their goals. Let's see technical skills. Technical skills involves of ability to apply specialized knowledge, expertise, or experiences. Whereas human skill involves of interpersonal communication. They both refer to the communication or interpersonal communication skills. Conceptual skills involves the ability to understand broader organizational context. Therefore, these 3 skills are basic or a base for a manager to achieve its goal. If we define this way, we are going to proceed to development of management theories and approaches. There are different theories of management and approach. We are going to see 2 basic approach of management here. The first one is what you call traditional approach of management. This traditional management approach was elaborated in 20th century. These 20 centuries, that means management refers to classical school of thought emerging particularly in the 28th centuries, or what you call mid-20th centuries. What is the aim of establishment of this traditional approach of management? The first one is, they said, it is aimed to increase efficiency, it is aimed to increase productivity, it is aimed to increase organizational predictability. This is what is the intention of establishment of traditional approach of management. Under this approach, there are 3 basic theories or approaches. The first one is scientific management. It is illustrated by theorist Frederick Taylor. This Frederick Taylor is also called the father of scientific management. The second one is administrative management. The person who tried to illustrate this one is Henry Feller, as well as Max Weber. They are the key contributor of administrative management here. The third one is bureaucratic management. Max Weber also played a great role here in bureaucratic management or foundational. Therefore, traditional approach can be seen in 3 ways. Scientific management is one, administrative as well as bureaucratic management are the 3 things. The second type of approach is contemporary. Previously, we have seen the traditional way. The contemporary approach was management has evolved to address the dynamic as well as complex nature of today's business environment. Therefore, in this case, system approach, contingency, and situational approach are the major factors. Learning organizational approach, quality management, and human resource approach are the basic things. I hope you are clear with this one. The next one is what you call key aspects of organizational behavior. This involves individual behavior, group dynamics, leadership, motivation, communication, and organizational culture. I hope we are clear with this one. Therefore, we are going to summarize our class, what we have been discussing. Therefore, in the first chapter, we have tried to look the introduction. In the introduction, we have tried to look what is a business, we have tried to look what is organization, and we have seen the type of organization. In the second chapter, we have tried to look entrepreneurship, we have tried to look small business as well as the type of entrepreneurs and the small business. And we have seen motivation, types of motivation of entrepreneurs. We have seen also the parameters used to define small business. In the third chapter, we have seen what you call the nature of management. We have tried to define what is management. We have tried to define what are the basic skills which are required for achievement of organizational goal, such as what you call technical skill, human skills, and conceptual skills. We have seen the approach of and theories of management, traditional as well as contemporary approach. I hope you are clear. Therefore, we are going to see the left chapter in the coming week. Thank you for your concern and for your attention. We are going to proceed with the chapter 4 in the coming section, and this course was prepared by Gelila International Seminary. Thank you for your attention, and God bless you all.